Hi, resilient champions. You are so welcome. Hello, hello, everybody. You are welcome. Hey, everyone. Welcome to today's broadcast. And I am so delighted to be able to take over from, from all the network of coordinators in this community. You know how it is. We love them for who they are, and we really greatly appreciate all the work that they do. It is always an honor for me to be your host or your hostess, and it is always a pleasure to share every good thing that we can share together. Yeah, everybody is coming in. It's a pleasure to have you all. Hey, Queen, welcome. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for starting off with a bang. Thank you all for always animating. Hey, Ten. Hey, passionately. Hi, official Jamia. She said, I'm seeing everybody as you're coming in. It's always a pleasure. Now the chat is going to be running, so I can be able to call everybody's name. But I am so blessed to be part of this community. Hi, Maria, my namesake. You are so welcome. Salah, you, Salala, you are welcome. It's really interesting to be in this community. And today we are hyping again. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, namesake, for the reminder. Hey, beautiful experience with Sassy. There's Autumn, there's Mocha, Carol, Blue Lotus. There is everybody. I am so blessed. It is an honor to always have you here. And today, we are going to really share on the power of your personal narrative. What is your story and what do you tell yourself about you before you listening to what people will say about you? Because your job, your first job is to tell that story about you, and your job is to tell yourself an empowering story, a story that gives you the power and the energy to keep growing. Hey, pieces of April, Big Rooster, I can call everybody by name. If the chat is running so fast, and I am so blessed. It's always an honor. And you know, in this channel, the first thing is personal development. And why do I always insist on personal development? Because throughout my own personal development journey, I realized that you have to first identify and work on you. You have to first identify and work on who you must become to be able to do the things you need to do to become your best version. Hey, cousin, I know that you are always there. Thank you so much. And so today, I just want us to think again and to really sit and take time, because it's always an intentional action. Take time to ask yourself, what is my personal narrative? What do I tell myself about me? And our personal narrative is the lens through which we interpret our experiences and make sense of our lives. And when we take control of our personal narrative, we become the author of our own story. And when you rewrite the parts, you can rewrite the parts that you no longer need, that no longer serve you, and concentrate on the part of your story that empowers you to achieve your goals and dreams. And by changing the way we tell our story, we can change the way we see ourselves and others and the world around us. Because when you change the way you talk about you, when you start seeing yourself as a winner, as somebody who is enough, as somebody who can bring value, that's the way you're going to present yourself, and that's the way people are going to see you, and that's the way you're going to attract the people you are called to serve. Wow. Thank you, fam. A resilient dad. Thank you so much for the super chat. I am always honored to have all the encouragements, and it is a pleasure to, like, we start by singing you the song. So I want to acknowledge everybody in the chat. Please, if I don't call your name personally, charge it to my head and not to my heart. I love you all. I appreciate you all, and I celebrate you all. Today is a Saturday, and you could be doing anything else, but you are here, and so you are all welcome. And I am blessed to be part of this community. And like I said, today we are going to really think about what is your story? Why is it important? Because throughout my personal development journey, I have realized and I learned, and it is a good practice that I also want you to start practicing, that we cannot change the past, but we can change the story we tell ourselves about our past. So instead of telling yourself about pain, loss, and always just stressing, tell yourself a story about healing, a story about growth, a story about lessons. So we are saying that every time you're telling your story, think about what lessons did I learn? How can I grow from my stories and all of that? Oh my goodness, today is going to be a happy day. So let's give a dance to the beat. Wow, we are so blessed today. Thank you so much. I am so happy for every one of you. I am so happy for every one of you. I really greatly, greatly appreciate you. I appreciate all you do. And I know that we are here to exchange experiences. And really, in a nutshell, we are here to learn how to tell stories that empower us, because we all have stories. We all have a lot of things that have happened in our lives. But why do I always call this community a community of resilient champions? And I always share it, but I can't get tired of sharing it, because when you say a resilient champion, you are using it to describe individuals who have demonstrated exceptional resilience in the face of adversity, and they have been able to bounce back from adversity. They have been able to go through their challenges and not remain inside their challenges, but they have decided that they are going to learn from the challenges and build back better. And that's why we always say resilient champions, because we want to tell the narrative of us being achievers. Oh my goodness, I am going to just be overflowed today. Thank you so much. I am going to really, like, give you. Yes, Goga, resilient champs. Absolutely. Because for me, it's about celebration. And what do we mean by embracing resilience. Embracing resilience means acknowledging and accepting the challenges and difficulties that life throws at us. Like we say, life is what happens when we are busy making plans. So we are busy making plans in the trade road. We say when we get up in the morning, we are going to take breakfast, we are going to go out for a walk, and then after we are going to go for shopping and what. But by the time you get up, boom, something happens that completely disrupts the whole plan that you had set up, and then you have to navigate it, and you have to like, okay, how do I start? Do I give up, or how do I solve these problems? And so you are embracing resilience because you are accepting and acknowledging that life is waves. Life is waves that come up and down, but you have to find a way to navigate them. And finding a way to navigate them is what makes you resilient. And you are a champion in your own right, because why? All of us, we have a track record of the times that we have overcome adversity, that we have overcome that thing that we thought we were going to be broken forever. And we thought, wow, it can't get this more worse than this. But we came out of it. And that's why you have to celebrate yourself. You have to wait. When you celebrate yourself, you are showing yourself that you are capable, you are valuable, and that you can survive, you can succeed, you can help others, and that no matter what, you are able, you are capable. And when you say the power of your personal narrative lies in your ability to shape the way you see yourself and others, it means you decide to steer the wheel where you want it to go. You don't let the waves just carry you up and down. You stand on your ground and you try to steer the wheel to where you want to go. And then you stay focused on where you're going, and you stay, your eyes are on the end goal. And the power of your narrative is not just limited to your own life. When we share our story with others, we have the power to inspire, to educate, and to really motivate people at a very deep level, because our personal narrative can help us to create meaningful relationships and build community and make a positive impact. And I am sure that it is because of me sharing my story that I am able to have an amazing community like this one. And I am so grateful, because when you are alone, you can just go as far as, but when you are in a community of like-minded people who are building each other up, there's no way you will not grow. Because like they say, greatness is not created in isolation, but by locking arms with purpose-driven, like-minded, and hearted visionaries. And all of us in this community, we are like-minded, we are visionaries, and oh my God, I am so blessed. Thank you all so much. I'm going to give a super dance at the end so that we will have time to really discuss and share the things that we are called to share today. But I am so grateful for the super stickers. Thank you so much. You know, for those of you who don't know the story between me and Tori's brain, he is part of the reason why I am doing YouTube today. He was there from the beginning when I used to just go to people's channels and sit and listen. And then I started commenting, and then I started going on the screen without saying any word or without even showing my face, to finally becoming a content creator today. So me and Tori, we go a long, long way. Hi, Broken Heart Ministry. You are so welcome. Broken Heart is new to this community, I should think. Please connect with each other. Let's connect with each other. If you don't have each other, please let's connect and grow together, because we can't do it on our own. Greatness is not created in isolation. You have to collaborate and build each other up. So I just want to share a few impactful ways of how you can really see the power and use your personal narrative to your own growth. And I really want all of us today, when you sit today, take a moment to ask yourself, what is my story? And why is it important? Because every story is important. And like we always say, when you, every one of us, we have a scar. Everybody has a scar. Some scars are big, some are small, but every scar tells a story. The scar might be physical, it might be emotional, or whatever you want to think about how your scar is, it always tells a story. It always tells a story. So, one of the first things when you are thinking, what is my story and why is it important? Let me share with you a few reasons why your story is important and why it is so. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Queen. I love you. I love you always. You know that. I love you all. So, we are going to share how it's a reminder, because we already know, but our minds are made in a way that we have to keep reminding ourselves that we are capable. You have to always wire your brain, and you have to always feed your brain. That's why we talk about the importance of I am affirmations and all of that. All of these things. But today we are talking about what is my story and why is my story important. And we will share a few reasons why your story is important. The first thing, your story is a powerful tool for connection, inspiration, and growth. And when you, like you say, your personal narrative is powerful because you can use it to inspire people. When you share your story, you give others permission to share their own stories. And this can lead to greater understanding, empathy, and support. Because sometimes you just see somebody and you start judging them, you start talking about them. And even society does a lot of that. Society will judge you for things that they don't even know what you are passing through. They don't even know what you have gone through and what you are overcoming and the fights that you are having. But when you share your story, it is a powerful tool for connection, inspiration, and growth. When you share your story, it is a way of you, for you to draw to yourself the people that you are called to serve. Like my coach always says, like, I'm a coach, everyone has a coach, every coach has a coach. I have a coach, I have a mentor. My coach always says, share your story. It might not be for everybody, but it will be for somebody. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you all. Oh my goodness, I am really just overwhelmed. Thank you so much. So when you share your story, it is like you are giving yourself, you are sharing your soul to people. Sometimes there are even people that you don't know and that you will never meet, but you don't know how much sharing your story can help them. For example, when I share my story as a two-time divorcee who has reinvented herself, it helps me to connect with the people I am called to serve. Because, one, by sharing my story, I have offered hope and inspiration to those who are going through similar struggles. Because why? They will see me like somebody who has gone through it, and they know it is possible to go through a divorce, lose everything you had twice, and start life again. Because why? It is never too late to have a new dream. It is never too late to start a new life, because we are all a work in progress and there is always room for improvement. And each time you are rebuilding, you are using lessons from your experiences to build back better. Remember, we are always striving to build back better. And like as a divorcee, I experienced emotional pain, turmoil, and all of the headaches that come with the end of a marriage. This can be a difficult time for anyone. But by sharing your story, by sharing my story, I let others know that they are not alone. You are sharing your story because you want to offer guidance and support to those who may be struggling to navigate the challenges. So I'm sharing my story, how I went through my divorce, how I healed, and all of that, so that the people who are going through the divorce at that time, they will use my lessons as their own survival guide. And that's why they say when you share your story, it is a powerful tool for connection, for inspiration, and for growth. And furthermore, by reinventing myself, I have shown that it is possible to overcome adversity and create a new fulfilling life for yourself. If you are not a failure because you failed at some things, I always say, you are just a work in progress, and everyone makes mistakes. The difference is when you fall, don't remain on the floor. Look at where did I trip and then why, and then you learn from it and you build back better. And so my story can help you to connect with me, and you know, because you know that I understand the struggles, I understand what you're going through, and I know that you can make it. Thank you so much. I am so grateful, all of you. It's a really amazing, and I am just like overwhelmed with emotions. I am so grateful. So when we embrace our vulnerability and share our authentic stories, we create that powerful connection, because people are going to connect with you when they know that you understand where they are coming from. If they know that you understand their pain, they are going to connect with you easily. And that's what we are looking for people who understand and know where the shoe pinches. And in another light, when you share your story, it can form, it can be a form, because your story is unique, your story is valuable. Because every one of us, no one else has had the exact same experiences like you. So we have all had different experiences, and even in similar situations, even for your siblings, when you are siblings from the same womb, you always have different experiences, even if you are growing in the same house. So your story is unique, and that is what makes it valuable. And sharing your story can help others see the world from a new perspective. So when you share your story, you are helping people to make to see the world in a new perspective. And like, we are all built to serve. We are all servants, and we want to serve in the best way possible. And that's why you have to be authentic. Sharing your authentic self is the best way, because why? You are not pretending, and you are not trying to tell a story today and then tomorrow you don't know what you said yesterday, and you're trying to, you are just authentic, and people can build a lot of trust around you because they know that you are an authentic person. Embrace the uniqueness of your story. No matter what has happened to you, it doesn't matter, because there are more than 8 billion people, and you have millions of people who have experienced, who have had that similar experiences, and who can learn. And there's no shame in telling your story. Like they say, once you have told your story, nobody can use it against you. If somebody is going to say, like, before I learned this, it was breaking me to really just walk around and say, wow, people will say, oh, look at her, she's a two-time divorcee. Because they always think that when you are divorced in Africa, like in Cameroon, where I come from, when you are divorced, the first thing is she's a bad person. Nobody even wants to think about what happened, or the other, or your husband's contribution. They always blame the woman. she is a bad person. And then you go around with that, because when they keep saying it, at the end of the day, it takes a toll on you. You like, somehow you start, even though you know that you're a good person, if you are not working on yourself, I'm telling you, you will start believing the way people perceive you. You really start believing that, oh no, I'm a bad person. Meanwhile, you are not a bad person. It is normal, it is okay to make mistakes. We are not perfect. Only God is perfect. And that's why you have to learn how to forgive yourself. I learned how to forgive myself because it is so important for your personal growth. You have to forgive yourself for the things and the decisions that you took that made you to have pain or to experience failure. And we say, for us, fail is an acronym for first attempt in learning. And we always say, when we carry out a challenge, or when we go through difficulties or challenges, we don't lose, we win or we learn. And so we don't have failure in our vocabulary. We are either winning or we are learning to build back better. And when you say your story is unique, making it valuable. For example, in the world of marketing, like most of you are entrepreneurs, having a unique story can make a brand or product more valuable, because why? Consumers are drawn to stories that are memorable and relatable. When a brand has a unique story, it sets itself apart from its competitors and creates a deeper connection with the audience. Because marketing is like mechanical, you want to buy and sell. But I can assure you, people want stories. People want brands that they can have some little sentiments attached to it. And for example, if a company was selling handmade soap, and then the founder's story is something like, oh, they had to find a way to make money for their children, and they were really like in a situation where they had to reset their lives, and they had to really start from a small business. And the story will make the soap more valuable to consumers because they feel like they are supporting a small business with a personal touch rather than just buying a generic product. And that's why when you say you are doing, when you say you are, your story is unique and making it more valuable, you don't know how valuable your story is until when you start thinking about the little ways that your story will impact people. I'm telling you, the story that the soap maker, you are supporting somebody, you are supporting a small business with a personal touch of, you know that you are going to support this person to solve a problem. That makes you more happy, and that makes you like feel that you have contributed in a valuable way to somebody's life. Like we always say, what is your legacy? What legacy do you want to leave? And it is not always only about money. The legacy for me I want to leave is, I want like countless number of people remembering my name when they tell their own story. That is the legacy I want to leave. If you leave money, that is good. People will spend money and it will get finished. But if you leave your name where people will always remember that this person helped me, this person made me who I am today, this person made me to reinvent myself, this person made me to learn, and you are really making impact. And a unique story can help a brand establish its identity and build trust. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you all. Thank you so much. And our personal narratives have the power, I keep repeating it, we have the power to shape our lives and take control by exploring and owning our unique story. Own your stories. Don't be ashamed of your stories. Own your stories. They have value because they are unique. Never be ashamed. Own your story. Be your authentic self because it's much easier to be authentic than to pretend to be someone else. In another situation, sharing your personal narrative can be a form of self expression and healing. A form of self expression and healing. Just by sharing your story, like they say, a problem shared is half solved. Sometimes you really have a problem and you keep it keeps eating you up. You don't know what to do about it, and you are ashamed of telling people. But who doesn't have problems? It is okay to ask for help. But I can tell you, when you are sharing your story, it is a form of healing because you are putting your experience into words, and that makes you gain a deeper understanding of yourself and your journey. And this can help you move forward in a positive way because stories have the power to heal. Telling your story can be helpful depending on the way you want to process your emotions. And when they say your story is unique to you, it allows you to share your experiences and thoughts and feelings with others, but it also helps you to find that others can relate to your experiences, which can help you feel less alone. Remember, when you think that, or like, for example, like an African, like from Cameroon, all of us who come from Africa, we really, they will understand. When they say you are a divorcee, it's like, wow, she's an outcast. And then you hear somebody sharing their story that they have divorced like 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, and you say, oh my goodness, I am just a two-time divorcee and I am already thinking I'm a failure when somebody has divorced 10 times. It is not that you are comparing yourself with others, it's just that you are taking responsibility of the bad decisions that you made. And it is okay because you are not perfect. Like the Cardinal Newman, who always said, if one were to wait until he was so perfect to do everything, nothing will be done on earth. So do your things, fail, and take responsibility and learn from your failures. You learn from your failures. Absolutely, girl. I know, yeah. Nigeria is like Cameroon, so I know what I'm talking about. And when you say, how you ask yourself, how does my story become a form of healing? Because your story, when you remember, like I always say, either you are telling your story to somebody or you are writing it down. When you write your story, you have the opportunity to reflect on your experiences. And this can be therapeutic. I always say, when I always write, like I for those of you who have been following my channel for a long time, I always share that most of the time when I was pained and really feeling sad, I would take my pen and start writing. I just write down everything that is disturbing me, everything that is really, I write it down, and at the end of the day, I flush it, and that's how I got healed. I don't know how that worked. Really, don't ask me how that worked, but I'm telling you, it always worked for me. I always had this way of just writing down my experiences, burning them down, and I will be really like healed. And that's why for me, it's been like writing always. There's writing in your handwriting. I'm not talking about typing on your computer. You are taking I have my book here, the whole ledger, I always write. And when you are writing, it's a therapeutic, it has a healing process. You try to experience it. It's nothing like the emoticons on your computer and all the keyboard. No, I'm talking about taking your pen and writing in your own handwriting. It is a therapeutic process. It really heals you from emotional pain. And also, writing always also allows you to organize your thoughts and feelings in a coherent narrative, which can help you gain insights and perspectives in your experiences, which means you have to find a way of always thinking about anything that happens to you. For me, every time at the end of the day, I always reflect on how has my day been, and then I write it down. I can write down some of the things that I didn't do well or some of the things that I want to improve. But when you are writing it down, it helps you to organize your thoughts. It really helps you to organize your thoughts. You can edit and re-edit anytime you want. Yes, yes, Chike, buy a book and start writing. It is very therapeutic. I'm telling you, you will thank me later. Hey, Lisby, you are so welcome. Thank you. I'm talking particularly to Lisby because she is an example of a resilient champion in her own right. And I celebrate you, Queen. You are loved and appreciated. I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. So, we are talking about sharing your story with others and healing and expressing yourself. Because when you express yourself, you find people that have the similar experiences, and that helps you to identify the community of supportive people who will understand and empathize with you. So you are not only sharing your story, but you are sharing it to the people who understand. Thank you so much, Queen, for liking and sharing. And thank you all, everybody, for the likes and the share and for your time and for your participation and for sharing your own journeys and for sharing your own stories. I greatly appreciate you all. So when you are, oh my God, Laquita Marie is my tech coach, and that's why she is, I understand her comments. She is a wonderful tech coach. Coach, I love you. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for making me a better content creator. So, share your story. Share your story. Yes, that you're doing well because we are a work in progress and we have to make learning like a part of our lifestyle. So either you're reading from books or you're learning from people or you're learning, and don't always feel too old or too smart for anybody. Always have an open mind to learn from everybody anywhere, because you can, if you have an open mind, you can learn every time, and you can learn things that are going to help you every time. You have an open mind, you learn new things that are going to help you. So let's keep an open mind, let's keep learning. It's very, very important. So we are sharing ways in which your personal narrative is powerful. And when we talk about personal narrative, it helps you build resilience and overcome challenges. Of course, you already know that you are all resilient champions. When you share your story, you show others that it is possible to overcome adversity and find hope in difficult situations. So you are sharing your story. Thank you so much. You are welcome to the family. You are a new resilient champion. So when you are sharing your story, it helps you to build that resilience and overcome challenges, because most often you note when you get to the stage where you want to share your story, it means you want to be to receive healing. It means you are not satisfied with what you where you are. It means you know that you are capable of more. It means you know that you can do better than what you are doing now. And it means you know that in this present situation, I can flex those resilience muscles and overcome it and build back better from the lessons that I have learned. So, how do you build resilience? Because sometimes we do all these things, but we are not conscious of. And I'm telling you, in this channel, we always want you to be conscious of what you're doing. And I always say, and I can't stop repeating it, I always insist on personal development because you have to identify and work on who you must become to be able to do the things that you need to do to become your best version. So you have to be able to identify, who do I want to be, before you start going out for all the goals and everything else. Start by identifying and working on who you must become. Because, like they say, you are throwing water on duck's back if you don't start with the groundwork. Start by identifying who you want to become, and then it will be much easier for you to know which actions to take to become your better version. Like we say, your competition is with you. You want to be the better version of you every new day. You want every new day to be a better person than the person you were the day before. And so, the first thing, like you say, how do you build resilience? The first thing, develop a positive mindset. Cultivate a positive attitude towards yourself and your circumstances. We are still talking about the self. If you don't treat yourself with compassion, with sympathy, with the same empathy that you treat others, because we are always so hard on ourselves and we are so easily ready to forgive others, but we say, no, you can't forgive yourself for this. Meanwhile, you have to start, cultivate a positive attitude towards yourself and your circumstances, and focus on your strengths and accomplishments rather than on your weaknesses and failures. This will help you to maintain a positive outlook even in difficult times. Like when I say you should focus on your strengths and accomplishments, it's because most often we don't really, we just think that we are a failure, we have failed in this, we cannot do that, we cannot do this, and then we remain there. Meanwhile, we are capable of so many things if you just focus on building a positive mindset, to look at yourself as a success, to look at yourself as being enough. You will not, you would really see that you have everything that you need. And this will help you to maintain a positive outlook on life. I'm telling you, when you are a positive person, like they say, you attract what you are. So when you are a positive person, you will attract positivity. And that will help you to build a support system with people who support and encourage you. That you share your challenges with them and seek their advice, because you know that you can't do it alone. There, at a certain stage, you need help. You need either a coach, you need a mentor, you need a therapist, you need help. It is okay to ask for help. There's nobody who is a superhuman. Only God is almighty and all powerful. We are all made to do what we can do. Like they say, we all have Michael Jordan level talent at something. Find that one thing that you have strength in. What is your Michael Jordan level talent? And then You understand when you identify your Michael Jordan level talents. This also reminds you that there are so many other things that you are not as good as. And so you do the thing that you are good at, and you ask for help for the things that you are you can barely do. That saves you time, stress, and money. I told you Laquita is my tech coach. Tech is not really like my best friend. And I grew up in a generation where we go to the library and borrow a physical book, and all of this new tech is very necessary. But I need somebody to help me to navigate it. I'm not ashamed to go and say, Coach, I need your tech expertise to be able to present better content. And so it is okay. Like you say, when you are asking for help, it is a sign of strength because you recognize that you can't do everything on your own and that you can ask for help. So find your help, ask for it. It is okay to ask for help. You are not a failure because you are asking for help, or you are not using. You know you have potential in some things. You can't do everything and you can't be good at everything at the same level. You are best in one thing, do that thing and leverage it, help others in it, and then you ask for help for the things that you are not good at or for the things that you need. Because most of the things that you even worry yourself that, oh no, I can't do this, I can't do this, they are even out of your sphere of control and you don't need them. So find that thing that you have strength in, find that potential, and then that will help you to build the support system that you need, and that will help you to know the kind of help that you need. And also, you can practice self care, take care of your physical, emotional, and mental health, which, like getting enough sleep, eating healthy, just practicing relaxation techniques. I found one of my greatest talents is asking for help from the right people. Absolutely. I am so happy when people recognize that it is okay to ask for help, because I, for one, it took me a long time to be able to acknowledge that I am not all knowing and that I need help. And when I started asking for help, life became much, much easier for me. So you can do it too. Set realistic goals, break them down into smaller, more manageable ones, and celebrate your progress along the way. That's the way you build resilience. And then, most importantly, the best way for you to build resilience, if I can say, learn from your mistakes. Instead of dwelling on your failures, use them as an opportunity to learn and grow. Learn from your mistakes. Don't use them as a failure, and don't think that as I have failed, like me, because I have failed in 2 marriages, I am a failure. I am not a failure. I felt like that despite the fact that I had very excellent professional fulfillment. I was feeling like a failure because I failed in 2 marriages. I had it wrong, and there is always room for improvement. I learned my lessons. Sometimes you still make the same mistakes, but you keep learning and you keep growing because you are bent on becoming better. Another way for you to really see the power of your personal narrative, when you tell your story, it helps you to find your voice and stand for your beliefs. Your personal narrative can help you find your voice and stand up for what you believe in. By sharing your story, you can inspire others to take action and find their own voice to tell their own unique narratives. But, like we always ask, how do I find my voice and stand for my beliefs? Just by telling my story. Because, like those of us who come from Africa, storytelling is part of our culture. But we have to know the importance and the impact of telling our stories, because you will ask yourself, find my voice and stand up for what I believe in. It is so important. And one of the things that you can do is identify your values and beliefs. And because before you can stand up for your beliefs, you have to know what they are. Take time to reflect on your values and beliefs. What is important for you? What do I stand for? Once you have a clear understanding of your values and beliefs, it will be easier to express them to others. And educate yourself. Knowledge is power, but especially knowledge that is used. And practice expressing yourself. Speaking up for yourself and your beliefs can be intimidating, especially if you are not used to it. But start small, in small groups, and in small, when you come to the live stream, express yourself and all of that. Bit by bit, you are growing. But importantly, surround yourself with supportive people. And always remember that finding your voice and standing up for your beliefs is a process. It takes time and practice, but with persistence and determination, you can confidently go on and on. So you can do it. Yes, and yes, it's a lot of great advice, and I thank you because I know that you are going to go back to the replay to really take time to learn. We are in a process of learning and growing. And one of the ways that we can know how powerful our narrative is, because it creates a more inclusive and equitable society. By sharing your story, you can help break down stereotypes and promote understanding and acceptance of diverse perspectives and experiences. Each time I'm sharing my story, because like the stereotypes, like we say a divorced person is a divorced woman is a bad woman. I am not a bad person. I am an amazing person. I am jovial. I am loving. I am caring. I just choose the wrong people because I ignored the red flags. And that's why I ended up in two divorces. It can happen to anybody. And so all those stereotypes about that I was living with, because I went into personal development, now I learned that I am not alone. There are so many people, and that it is okay to get out of marriage if it is not working. And how can my story help create more inclusive and equitable society? Because your story has the power to inspire change and help people who are passing through what you're going through. There's most often, most divorced women, especially childless, like I am also, I don't have children, and it is a double calamity for Africa. If you are an African woman, it's like you don't have any voice. And then you sit there and you are lamenting and wallowing in self-pity instead of just being you, doing your what you can do best and blossoming. You are there lamenting and like feeling like you are a failure. Your story can help raise awareness about the experiences of marginalized communities. Tell your story and tell them that I am not a failure, or I did not divorce because I'm a bad woman. I just made a bad guy, or were not compatible, or we didn't really know how to work together to make the marriage work. And your story can inspire action and encourage others to take steps towards creating a more inclusive society. So when you create awareness and people know that it is not because you are a bad person that you are divorced and whatever, know you better, and they become more accepting. And your story has the power to create the ripple effects, inspiring others to share their own stories and work towards their own betterment. And by using your voice and sharing your experience, you can help create a world where everyone is valued and respected, regardless of their race, gender, religion, or any aspects of their lives. Because why? We are built to serve, and we want to build inclusive communities, equitable society. We would think that that is just a dream, but What is reality? Reality starts with a dream. So our personal narratives are shaped by our experiences, and by learning from them, we can unlock our true potential. And our personal narratives are never set in stone. We have the power to edit, to revise, and to rewrite our stories as many times as we want. And we have the pen. So tell your story, rewrite the parts that you want to rewrite, edit the ones that no longer serve you, and write the story that empowers you, so that when people will remember your name, they will remember you as that person that helped them to find their voice, to heal, and to become a better person. Absolutely. Telling our own stories really help others to process their experiences. I'm telling you, when you start hearing people talking about divorce, talking about childlessness, that is when I started healing. And that's when I started saying, oh, there are a whole lot of women out there who have decided to stay child free. And it is okay. It is okay that they decided that they don't want to have children. So I don't have to feel that I'm a failure because I don't have children. And your personal narrative really has the power to inspire and uplift others. So use it to spread positivity and make a difference in the world. I really thank you all so much for letting me share my personal narrative and ideas with you. Remember, your story too is important, and never ever think or treat yourself to fall short of anything because you think that your story is not valuable enough. And before we go, this is for all. We have a great community, and yes, sorry, write your own story. You have the pen and you have the paper. Edit the parts that you don't want to include. Write a beautiful story. Like I always say, when you are counting beautiful things, count you first. Anytime you are counting beautiful things, count you first. Write that story, edit it as many times as you want, add and subtract all the things that no longer serve you, and write just a beautiful story that you will be proud of and that people can learn from. Because why? People can learn from anything, from any story. People can learn from them. So our next Big Rooster is coming next. The link is pinned on top of the chat, and I am so grateful for this community. Don't always forget, you are not a failure just because you failed at some things at some point. You are a work in progress, and there is always room for improvement. Remember, every time you are starting afresh or reinventing yourself or resetting your life, because like they say, when you reach 999 and you have failed, hit the reset button and give yourself 1,000 second chances. And you are always a work in progress, because why? You are always becoming. There's always room for improvement, and you are never too old. It is never too late. And but you have to remember, you have to identify and work on who you must become to be able to do the things that you need to do to become your best version. I am so grateful to you all, everyone who has come to this live stream. Those who are coming for the first time, you are so welcome. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. You are all loved. You are appreciated. You are celebrated. Let's continue spreading positivity. Let's continue working on ourselves, because when everybody has done that work on themselves, it makes the world a better place. Because why? Because everyone is playing their part. Because we are all leaders in all we do. Thank you so, so much. And I am so blessed. So let's keep the hype again going. It is a beautiful day. to keep learning, to keep sharing experiences. And I thank you for the new family members I am going to connect back. It is a community of people building each other up. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Remember, you are enough, you are a winner, and you are capable. Because why? You are your own best friend and you are your own hero. Write that story, tell that story, and edit the part that you don't want, add anything that you like, and work on it to make it a reality. Thank you all.